Tonight at 7, a Williamsville man is facing 20 years in prison for orchestrating an alleged Ponzi scheme that prosecutors say defrauded investors of tens of millions of dollars. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Woodhill Capital President Richard Teplitsky was arraigned in federal court today over the alleged scheme. For those who don't know, a Ponzi scheme, in simple terms, is a fraud of false promises. Here's how it works. An investor will give their money to a firm with the promise of low risk and high reward investments. But instead of using that money to invest, those funds will be used to pay returns for others who were told the same thing. But when the firm is not able to recruit more investors, they run out of cash to pay its other clients. The whole thing falls apart and the money is gone. Well, 2 on your sides, Nate Benson has been the only Buffalo reporter focusing on this story, and he was the only reporter in court this afternoon. So Nate joins us with the latest.
Yeah, good evening, Mary Alice. Richard Teplitsky faces federal mail and wire fraud charges for allegedly orchestrating a Ponzi scheme from his office at Woodhill Capital in Williamsville. Prior to being arrested on Monday, Teplitsky met with FBI investigators for an interview. Now, according to the now unsealed complaint, Teplitsky told investigators that the scheme started back in the 1990s. He says he also told the FBI that he would create fraudulent loan documents and solicit them to potential investors. As many as 170 investors could have been defrauded more than $60 million, according to what court documents say and sources tell me tonight. One of the reasons why the scheme crumbled was because one of the investors got curious about payments.
And did something that was, I think, somewhat extraordinary. When they didn't get the answers that they wanted to know about what was happening here, reached out to the companies to whom they were supposedly lending money, and figured out through a series of registered letters and back and forth that all these loan documents had actually been fabricated.
Now, Teplitsky was released from custody, but a judge ordered that he get fitted with an ankle monitor and surrender his passport. Federal charges of mail and wire fraud come with a possible 20-year prison sentence if he is found guilty. Neither Teplitsky nor his court-appointed attorney had comments when they left the courthouse today. One of the things we learned in that criminal complaint today is that Teplitsky told investigators that only 5 to 10% of the loans were actually real. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.